Illawarra State Conservation Area adjoins the Royal National Park. The rainforests here form a wet habitat corridor for a great many species of flora and fauna. Illawarra would be a national park if it wasn't for the mining leases beneath it. And even though Illawarra is often overlooked, it shares national estate status with Royal National Park, reflecting the significant conservation value of its hidden valleys and wind-swept ridgetops. Tourists on the Grand Pacific Drive often feel exhilarated crossing the Seacliff Bridge. Opened in 2005, it hugs the rugged cliffs and green slopes of the Illawarra Escarpment. The Illawarra Escarpment State Conservation Area is a fragmented patchwork of reserves stretching from Royal National Park in the north past the lofty heights of Mount Kira in the south. The escarpment's seemingly impenetrable wall of cliffs serves as a dramatic backdrop for the dozens of fabulous beaches that dot the coast road to Wollongong. Life on the escarpment is precarious, as fragile rainforests cling to the slopes of shale beneath the sandstone cliffs, providing a green highway for animals and plants to disperse along 100 kilometres of coast. This is their escape route when bushfires, urban development and climate change threaten populations along the chain. People love such places and really treasure the lookouts. But these slopes also attract developments that piece by piece can destroy the very things that residents and visitors alike value so dearly. Let's join a National Park Discovery Ranger to learn a bit more about the wilder parts of this vulnerable escarpment.
Hi, my name's Gary Sher. I'm a Discovery Ranger with the National Parks and Wildlife Service, and we're here today to do a walk along the Illawarra Escarpment from the Princes Highway, only a few metres down there, right along to Broker's Nose, which is one of the iconic spots overlooking the Illawarra Plains. Today we hope to see what's around in the rainforest areas, the dry sclerophyll. We should even get to some open heath and even some upland swamps. So come along with me and let's see that we can have a great time not far from your car. Once you find these on the forest floor, there's no mistaking that you've got turpentines. They look a little bit like World War I plane engines. Syncarpia, which is its technical name, means fused carpels. This timber is very valuable to upgrade the wharves in Sydney Harbour and the like. But it's good to see them growing as nature intended in a place like this, Illawarra Escarpment State Conservation Area. Here we are about halfway on our journey in the Illawarra Escarpment State Conservation Area. We're halfway to Broker's Nose, and we're hoping to really see what it's like when we get away from the car park. And as we climb up to the top of the plateau, we should get into slightly more exposed areas. Let's see what happens to the vegetation as we get up to where the winds blow just that little bit harder. Here we are up the top of Broker's Nose. We're in a very exposed area, standing on top of ancient Hawkesbury sandstone, over 200 million years old. It forms a major feature in the middle of the Illawarra Escarpment State Conservation Area. To my right we have the sweeping Illawarra plains where there used to be lowland rainforest. Now you can see there's massive urbanisation. Over to my left you can see Mount Kira, another feature in the Illawarra State Conservation Area. Something like half of the vegetation you can see over there is conserved in either this state conservation area or in water catchment lands. There are still gaps though that ultimately may be added to this Illawarra Escarpment State Conservation Area in the future. Let's hope so. So I hope you've enjoyed the walk with us up to Broker's Nose within the Illawarra Escarpment State Conservation Area. I've had a ball, I'm sure our friends who've come along with us have. Maybe we'll see you on the next one. See ya.
Local community members work tirelessly to raise the profile of little-known habitats such as Darawal State Conservation Area, where the pristine rivulets and upland swamps release high-quality water to help to counteract the less savoury runoff further downstream. But with a collection of scientific instrumentation, buckets and Wellington boots, what exactly are these folk up to?
The volunteers and we're here actually today to do a macroinvertebrate survey. Although as you can see, we're also having a lot of fun, enjoying the really beautiful place that we're at, which is a reserve on the southern edge of Sydney. It's called Darawal, and it's a really special place. It's wild, and at this stage it's probably underutilised by people. As reserves like the Royal National Park are bursting at the seams, perhaps there's going to be a need in future for people to sort of explore these areas. Why are we doing this macroinvertebrate survey? We're doing it because macroinvertebrates are a really good indicator of water quality and also biodiversity values. And so we're part of a community effort to participate with scientists in data collection. The data obviously is just useful, and I guess for us it's demonstrating the point that this reserve is worth protecting because of its high water quality value and its high biodiversity value. The Georges River catchment is home to more than 1 million people. So that's more than 1 million people who are stakeholders. All of the tributaries obviously have something to do with downstream water quality. So it's really important, if you care about water quality in the Georges River, you need to care about water quality in all of those hidden streams somewhere in the headwaters of the catchment, because they're contributing good clean water to the system. So you can see the Georges River is the sum of all of its tributaries.
I'm here because I want to learn more about the environment I live in. And I often drive past this area and haven't really stopped to look at what's here. So today I've come to have a very close look, and I'm looking at lots of little creepy crawly invertebrates. And it's been great fun. Well, something that I've learned is that they're very hard to see. That there's actually quite a lot there that isn't instantly obvious, and how much goes into making our environment what it is. There's sometimes there's the very obvious large things that you see. You might see the crayfish or platypus, but there are all these little insects that go in to make our environment work the way it works.
I think getting community members involved in surveying provides data about natural values of areas, but I also think that it's just generally important because it's just a very concrete way of reconnecting people to nature. It demonstrates how it can be done in a really useful way, but it's also fun. And if you asked me what is really important about getting into places like this, wild places like this, It's about that. It's about urban people needing to be reconnected to nature. It's not even about looking at pretty pictures of it. It's not even about just walking through it, but it's about using and interacting with the environment in a way that is also beneficial, because it's also yielding scientific data.
My favourite bug, probably the caddisfly, because you find a little stick and you think, well, nothing's happening there, and suddenly the little stick moves and it's actually a home for the insect.
Here's an example of some of the macroinvertebrates that we caught, and what we actually did find was there were 12 different orders of macroinvertebrates caught here today, which shows that this particular habitat is very healthy and the place is very biodiverse. Our signal score was 5.34. That indicates it's a really healthy waterway. Now we'll be returning all of these to the habitat, and I think we've earned the swim we're just about to have.